For good evening to you and good evening to my brother. I think that when the opportunity was given to my brother to tell us indeed how much was owed, how much they have paid and all that, he could not pontificate the exact amount which was owed and how much has been paid as of now. Oh, please, when you're talking, I beg you. You said, you said you didn't. No, Mr. Isi, no, please, Mr. Isi, please, let's respect the viewers. Please, you said, no, you have cleared the air. So he has not even cleared any air. He was emphatic that he does not have his information here, and when he gets it, he will provide this information. So I must take that clearly. First of all, Mr. Isi made an erroneous impression that indeed no Ghanaian is going to pay for the so-called free electricity and so-called free water that the government gave us during COVID-19 outbreak in 2020. Look, if Mr. Isi doesn't know, I think he should read more. If he reads more, he would understand. The Minister for Information, Kojo Ponkruma, on Joy News, made the point that indeed Ghanaians must pay for the free water and the free electricity. That's very true. And that is stated in black and white here. If you go to my Joy Online, on the 16th of March 2021, the story has been published. Ghanaians to pay for COVID-19 free water enjoyed to fill economic gap. The
minister said he was misquoted.
What misquoted? In fact, listen. Please, what is this? You may have to respect.
And as for that one,
no, you may have to respect. Please, you may have to respect. What is this?
He told me by saying I don't read. And you don't know nothing about the testing.
Fantastic.
You don't know it.
So that has been clear. But he was very quiet when you were making your service. Allow him.
But if you
go ahead.
impugn my integrity, I'll respond.
That has been resolved. So allow him to make his submission.
You've not read.
You have the opportunity to respond. Could you go ahead?
Justice, I have been able to adduce empirical evidence for the fact that the minister clearly stated that Ghanaians must pay for the water and the electricity that they said they gave to us for free. Fantastic. Again, with the issue of dumsor, he said, when they were in opposition, they said they were going to end dumsor, and they have ended dumsor. In any case, has dumsor ended? Look, if Mr. Isi doesn't know, I think I would have to give him evidence to back this as well. Okay. In 2016, your own vice president, Dr. Mahmoud Hussein Baumia, clearly stated on record.
Why do you call him Hussein Bolt?
Oh, have you forgotten he told Ghanaians that he was going to arrest the cedi? Now the cedi is running more than even the dollar. Is that not so? So that's why he's Hussein Bolt. Okay. Look, on Wednesday, 2nd March 2016, Dr. Mahmoud Hussein Baumia said this. Please, listen to me carefully. Okay. Mahama deserves no credit for fixing dumsor, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. So if Mahama had not fixed dumsor, why would Dr. Baumia say we should not credit Mahama for solving dumsor?
I'll tell you.
The double standardness of the MPP must stop. Look, when it comes to issues of dumsor, Justice, the truth of the matter is that it didn't start today. It started in the 1983s. In 1983, we had dumsor. In 1998, we had dumsor. Yeah. In 2006, 2007, we had dumsor. Under John Dramani Mahama, 2012, we had dumsor. So it's not about the issue. It's about leadership. It's about who identifies that there is a problem and is ready to commit to solving the problem. That is what is important.
But the NDC said he had solved them.
I'm coming.
If you have solved them, why then I will wait?
So wait, I'm coming. I will come there. So look,
go ahead.
Under President J.J. Rawlings, you realize that when we had dumsor, he had to bring in what's the name? There was a thermal plant in Takrade. Thermal plant. Okay. Under President Kufuor, you realize when we had dumsor, President Kufuor had to import pastors and imams and malams to go and pray at Akosumo Dam to intercede for rains to fall so that we would be able to solve the dumsor with spiritual intervention. Have you forgotten? But under John Dramani Mahama, when we were faced with dumsor, that was when we realized that indeed we had a leader who was committed, who was visionary, a leader who had foresight, a leader who thought about the next generation and was willing and committed to ensure that we resolve dumsor once and for all. And so under John Dramani Mahama, there were a lot of things he did. One, if you would recall, John Dramani Mahama was the one who brought the let me refer to my document.
Okay.
He was the one who brought 110 megawatt steam component of T2, 250 megawatt Ameri plant, 225 megawatt car power batch, 220 megawatt thermal plant, 180 megawatt first stage of solar assembly, and so forth and so forth and so forth. These were the plants John Dramani Mahama brought to ensure that we mitigate the problems that we had to do with what? With dumsor. Look, when it comes to dumsor, there are basically about 3 causes of dumsor.
What are the causes?
One has to do with generation.
Okay.
When we say generation, you know, when John Dramani Mahama and the NDC took power in 2008, electricity coverage across the country was a little over 54%. As of 2015, electricity coverage was a whopping 81%. What it means is that a lot of people have been put onto the national grid, and so the generation that we were having from Akosumo was not enough to cater for the entire population. So there was a need to bring in some plant to ensure that every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the country gets opportunity to enjoy light. That is the more reason why under John Dramani Mahama he brought all those plants that I mentioned. Do you recall that I mentioned all those plants? And so under John Dramani Mahama, we ensured that there was enough generation. That is the more reason why our friends from the other side will tell us that indeed, our friends from the other side will tell us that indeed we have excess power today. Is that not so? Yeah. Don't they tell us that we have excess power today? That is as a result of the vision John Dramani Mahama had to ensure that he brings in all these power plants. Again, when you talk about issues of generation, you talk about Ameri. Do you recall that when we brought...
Before you go ahead, the New Patriotic Party has refuted the claims of generational issues because they talked about the fact that the issues we are witnessing as a country is not about generation, but rather funding. How would you respond to that?
You see, if you had allowed me...
So go ahead.
If you had allowed me,
so you'd
have understood what I was about saying. What I'm saying is that there are basically 3 causes of dumsor in this country.
Okay.
And I'm saying that the first issue is generation. And that the generation is what John Dramani Mahama brought when it comes to the plants and all those things. Right. The second thing has to do with fuel. You recall that at some point in time, we're told that the West African gas pipeline had issues, and for that matter, we didn't get gas to be able to power our plants. Do you recall? And for that matter, John Dramani Mahama envisioned that there was a need to build the Tuabo gas pipe. Do you remember? That cost us over $1 billion US. That is the single most expensive, how do you call it, infrastructure that we have ever had in the history of Ghana. $1 billion. That is to provide gas for the plant that he brought in. And so with the issue of fuel, President John Dramani Mahama solved that issue as well. With the third thing has to do with money.
Okay.
And with the issues of money too, President Mahama solved that issue.
How did he solve that?
He solved that issue by ensuring that he brings to the fore ESLA. Do you recall?
Okay. Yeah.
Now when John Dramani Mahama brought ESLA, you recall what our friends from the opposite side said. They said it was a waste. They said it was a nuisance tax. And for that matter, when they had the opportunity, they were going to ensure that they scrap the ESLA. Do you recall? But as we speak, do you know that the MPP has collateralized even ESLA to take money from certain countries? Are you aware? Are you aware that as we speak, MPP has introduced some additional taxes on ESLA as we speak?
What are the taxes
are you aware?
Introduced?
Good. I will show you some of the taxes that they have introduced. And I wouldn't say this just... This is the budget statement of Ghana.
Okay.
Presented to Parliament in 2021 by what's the name? Osechi Mensah Bonsu.
Majority leader.
Yes, majority leader. If you look at paragraph 103 of the budget statement, and let me refer. It reads, to provide the requisite resources to address these challenges and fund these activities, government is proposing a sanitation and pollution levy for 10 pesos on the price per liter of petrol stroke diesel under the Energy Sector Levy Act. This is one of the taxes being heaped on the ESLA. Again, if you read paragraph 106, Mr. Speaker, it has become very necessary for government to consider a review of the energy sector levies. The energy sector recovery levy of 20 pesos per liter on petrol, diesel under the ESLA is hereby submitted to the House for approval. And so the ESLA that President Mahama brought, that they bastardized, that they castigated, that is the same ESLA that they are imposing more taxes on. And this is the government we are talking about. They tell us that, oh, it is not about money issue. If it was not about money issues, why are they telling us that there should be an increment in tariffs? Why are they saying that if it had nothing to do with money issues? Look, when we say the issue of dumsor as we speak is about money issues, there is no reason for anybody to doubt. Because look at this letter. You spoke about this letter, and that is the letter. This is the letter from the IPPs, Chamber of Independent Power Producers.
Very well.
And this letter is dated 12 November 2020. And listen to it very carefully. It said, dear sir, notice of shutdown. Listen to this. We would like to inform you about our firm resolve to withdraw our services in the coming days ad infinitum. This action follows the demand on the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, and Government of Ghana to settle at least 80% of our overdue receivables worth $1 billion as a matter of urgency and priority. And so what it meant was that the government was owing the IPPs. Meanwhile, you and I know that ESLA gives the government 3 billion Ghana cedis every year. And so for a matter of 4 years, this government has received in excess of 12 billion from ESLA alone. So how come we've not been able to settle the debt owed the IPPs? Then again, if we talk about issues of funds that this government has received, look at the monies that they have borrowed.
How much fund did they receive?
Look at the monies they have borrowed. They have borrowed in excess of over 170 billion.
They never borrowed to offset the energy sector, debt.
You see,
they do so.
I am talking about, look, I've spoken about the ESLA and the amount of money we get from ESLA that is supposed to be used to pay the legacy debt that has been accrued over the years. Do you understand? And I'm also talking about other sources of finance, other sources of funds that this government has had. For which reason this government has no excuse to tell Ghanaians that it cannot pay for the legacy debt or the debt owed the IPPs. And I'm talking about the loans that they have contracted to the tune of over 170 billion. Okay. Look, as we speak now, do you know that debt to GDP ratio is near almost 80%?
80%?
Yes, it's near almost 80%. As we speak, we are paying a whooping over 35 billion as interest on loans. Just interest on loans. And you are telling us that you don't have money to pay the IPPs? Again, this government is the only government that has got or that has gotten enough revenue since the inception of the Fourth Republic. Okay. Look, the grant that this government has got, no government in the history of Ghana has ever had such a grant. This government has also received oil revenue. When President Mahama, before he left power, he left about 2 oil fields for this government. And the government was raking in excess of over 80 million every year. So where from all these monies? And you know where we are? Where we are is as a result of the mismanagement that we have seen under this government. For example, you know ECG was given to PDS. You know how they shared the booty of ECG worth over 6 billion Ghana cedis.
They shared that?
Yeah, they shared it among themselves. And you and I know the bills that PDS collected as we speak, have they been able to account for all those bills? You know, it was as a result of giving ECG to PDS, to the family and friends. That is the more reason why, as we speak today, Compact 3, which was supposed to have been given to Ghana, worth over $190 million. We've lost Compact 3. I hope you are aware about that, or you are not aware.
Very well.
And so this is the government we are talking about. And when you talk about dumsor, they tell you that what we are having is a different kind of dumsor. What is the meaning of dumsor in the very first place? Dumsor means that the light goes off and
yours had to do with generational capacity. Theirs has to do with, routine maintenance to make sure that the systems of ECG and GridCo are upgraded or are improved. True or false?
You see, I gave you basically 3 causes of dumsor in this country. And I said that we had generational issues, we have fuel issues and money issues. And I've explained to you that John Dramani Mahama solved the generational issues by bringing on stream a whooping 3,000 megawatts to the national grid. Again, I have told you that when it comes to issues of fuel, it's John Dramani Mahama who invested a whooping $1 billion into the Tuabo gas plant to ensure that gas is supplied to the plant, to ensure that we have electricity, constant supply of electricity. Again, you and I know that when it comes to issues of money, I have explained that John Dramani Mahama instituted or brought to the fore ESLA. And ESLA has given this government a whooping 12 billion Ghana cedis. What have they used all these monies for? And so one may not understand why this government has plunged this country into dumsor once again. Because